Hi, everyone, and greetings from Long Island, New York. Um, this is our monthly Pathology Services update for May, and we'll be talking about external quality assurance, also which we also sometimes call proficiency testing. Um, EQA programs have been part of uh, Pathology Services core offerings to support improved quality for decades now. And all this time, it has been supported by donations from the Royal College of Pathologists of Australia, RCPA. And it's been incredible. And they've been our partners through this whole thing. And I just wanted to say that and thank them and acknowledge their role as we go on. So I also wanted to call out one of our long-term volunteers, Bob Tuggy, who played a big role in supporting EQA programs for many years. But in today's update, I wanted to focus on what we are doing now with our EQA programs. And so we have a guest who's Dr. Roa Harb, who will update us about this. So go ahead, Roa.
Thank you, Tim. As you mentioned, our EQA program is in collaboration with RCPA. I became involved in this in 2019 when we resumed after a short hiatus. Currently, we are supporting 7 labs. 2 are in Ibadan, 1 in Calabar, 2 in Enugu, and they're all in Nigeria. One lab in Blantyre, Malawi, and we have our newest lab this year in Machakos, Kenya.
Okay.
So these labs, the way they enrolled, they used the link on our website that led them to a quick survey. The process after that was relatively simple. So we contacted these labs, we verified their continued interest. We emailed our contact person at RCPA, Louise Reinhold, who's been immensely helpful in this process. They got signed up for the Compact Chemical Pathology program, which is a 2-cycle per year program, and each cycle consists of 6 surveys of two levels of the analytes. And the shipment occurs once. The labs just need to keep track of the due date and run testing prior.
Okay.
So we've noticed that continued compliance with submission on time improves the pass rates. This past year has been clearly tough with COVID. Some labs were actually shut down, so they did not submit any, or they submitted just a few surveys. We do have other labs that are interested. I mentioned we have 7 that are enrolled, but these other labs have not been enrolled yet.
Okay.
RCPA has committed to help us with providing EQA material for free, including shipment for up to 20 labs.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
It's wonderful, but at this point, there's just one person who's me, who's reviewing the report, compiling the data on performance, and I don't necessarily follow up with each lab on each survey, but it does take work. I'm in contact with them for one and another reason over the entire year. Supporting more labs is not going to be easy. So we've decided to pilot two strategies. Let's put it this way. One is a mentoring program. Mary, for example, has already reached out to 1 lab in Blantyre, and I've reached out to 1 lab in Nigeria. And I think having more volunteers to work closely with each lab would definitely be helpful, but not uncomplicated. Clearly, as you know from prior involvement, how much time and effort and commitment it really takes. You did mention at some point that Bob Tuggy almost had this like a full-time job.
Yes, right? It was almost a full-time. It was a full-time commitment for him, and he was supporting a lot of labs, but it was not trivial. It was a lot of commitment for him.
It would be wonderful if we had that for volunteers, but since that is not perhaps it's a possibility in some cases, but something that we cannot depend on for being sustainable all the time. We're currently working on creating content for these labs on the EQA process from the very beginning on how to enter results and receiving shipments to survey interpretations. So this is more scalable than we could disseminate this information to more labs than we currently are supporting.
Okay.
And
So the idea
probably
is we're
more
creating
labs.
this tool so that as we have more labs, it's not just one person's time to make phone calls and they'll have a tool that they can just read and know when to submit and so forth and how to do
Precisely,
investigations.
because we didn't. Our idea for this wasn't just enrolling labs. Because I noticed, and we all noticed, that compliance is really a big issue. And if there isn't some sort of involvement, this drops, and it's really a waste of really
Precious, yeah. When you say compliance, you mean just labs not submitting the
not
results.
submitting.
Yeah.
Yeah, yes, and then submitting. And then submit. There could be a lot of legitimate reasons, obviously, for this. But the point is, it does require engagement and follow up, and having this material ready for them, I think, would be much more helpful than just signing them up and having them to be kind of lost to follow up
Yeah, that's great.
in a sense. I'm expecting this material to be ready on or about June of this year.
Okay.
So there would be more updates on that in the summer.
Okay, so maybe we can have another brief conversation later in the year, let's say, I don't know, August, September, to just kind of update people where the EQA program stands and if labs can start registering again, because I'm sure many are eager. Yeah.
Yes, that would be wonderful.
That's great. I look forward to our next conversation.
Me too.
Thank you, Roa.
Thank you.
Okay.